guys! Today I'm going to review The Tomorrow People, and this one's the first story they made, and it's called The Slaves of Jedikiah.
The Tomorrow People? Who are they?
We're the next development.
What development?
The next development of the human race.
The Slaves of Jedikiah was the first story to be made of The Tomorrow People. It was broadcast on the 30th of April to the 30th of May 1973 and is a 5-parter. Each episode lasts about 23 to 25 minutes. The Tomorrow People was a British children's sci-fi TV series created by Roger Price, produced by Thames Television. Dudley Simpson composed the theme music, and he also composed music for Doctor Who and Blake 7. The original show of The Tomorrow People lasted 8 seasons. That's 68 episodes altogether from 1973 to 1979. Then later the show returned for the 90s. This lasted 3 seasons from 1992 to 1995. Then later, Big Finish Productions produced a series of audio plays between 2001 and 2007, using many of the original series actors. Finally, in 2013 to 2014, an American TV version of the show was made. However, this only lasted 1 season, 22 episodes altogether. The first story of The Tomorrow People is The Slaves of Jedikiah. This was directed by Paul Bernard. The Slaves of Jedikiah stars Nicholas Young as John, Peter Vaughan-Clarke as Stephen, Sammie Winmill as Carol, Stephen Salmon as Kenny. Jedikiah would return for another story, the final of season 3, but that would be the last time you would see him. So this is about a boy called Stephen who's discovering he has these special powers. And then he finds out that there's some more people like him, and they're called the Tomorrow People. Then the story focuses on this alien trying to get back to his planet. And this story is a mixture of 2 storylines, actually. There's the storyline of Stephen finding out he's getting these powers, discovering he has these powers, and learning all about the Tomorrow People, and about the underground base, and about the powers that they have. They can teleport, they can read minds, and they can also use telekinesis. And there's a computer that helps them in the base. So that part of the storyline's really good. It's about the first 2 episodes. However, the later part of the story, the last 3 episodes, involves this alien called Jedikiah. There's this shape-changing robot that can change its shape, and it looks bloody awful. So it's very much a mixture of good and bad. The first half's really good and the second half's poor. But I did like the first couple of episodes. So you get introduced to John, who's kind of the head one. He's in control, the boss. Then Stephen's the boy who's discovering he's breaking out, that he's discovering he has these powers. And he's the focus of the story. Then there's Carol, who's this kind girl. She's helping Stephen learn about discovering his powers. Then there's a little boy called Kenny. And then there's the computer called Tim. It's voiced by Philip Gilbert. So some of the acting's good. But there's also some bad acting as well. Especially the character of Kenny. So that's the trouble with child actors.
Hey, come down here this minute!
Jump me in, Tim. Jump me in.
All right, Tim.
Acknowledge.
Hey, hell, I don't know about the bloody Tomorrow People. It's more like bloody watching Grange Hill. But with Grange Hill, the bloody kids can act. That bloody Kenny's useless. And unfortunately, Kenny's particularly bad, so they kept him away a lot of the time. So it's a good job they did. The character of Kenny was given little to do and would often be left behind in the lab due to being the youngest, while the others went off to have actual adventures. Carol's a mixture. She's, in some saying she's good and others saying she's a little bit over the top, like you can tell it's a children's programme, the way she's acting.
Hello. I'm Carol. There's nothing to worry about. You're quite safe.
Bah! Special bloody powers, my ass. Hey, they should have the bloody power to act. However, John's good. Nicholas Young is the only character of the Tomorrow People to star in every episode. An actor would be able to have some say in the production of later seasons, as he was considered an unofficial producer. And the character of Stephen's really good as well. He did some quite good acting in this story, actually, where he's panicking discovering his powers. So I thought he was particularly good at him. Stephen would be very much the show's hero and focus for the audience. However, the villain's over the top, and I hate the design of the robot they had. The character of Jedikiah was originally devised to be a long-running foe, like the Master is in Doctor Who. But after seeing the poorly designed robot that appeared, this idea was scrapped, and the character would only appear one more time in the series final for season 3. The effects on the show are particularly bad as well, especially the CSO effects. The Slaves of Jedikiah was a much troubled production, with the crew unfamiliar with the technical demands of a science fiction drama. And the first day in studio was disastrous, with virtually no usable material made. And there was lots of tension between the cast and the director Paul Bernard. The first season's budget was approximately £5,000 per episode, which was roughly half the cost of the BBC making Doctor Who. And most of the directors relied heavily on chroma key, with unpredictable results. There's an awful scene right at the beginning of the story, actually, set on a bridge on the Thames, where Kenny's sat on the bridge, and the CSO looks terrible.
Are you ready, Kenny?
I did like the design of the underground base, though. I thought that was really effective. And the voice of the computer's really good as well.
Are you ready, Tim?
Yes.
Good, let's see then.
Kenny was here on Tower Bridge.
However, best of all is the title sequence, with all the images. You see your hand doing that, and a fetus, and photos of the cast, and other weird images of flowers blooming. I thought that was really effective, especially with the Dudley Simpson music. And it just goes to show how effective title sequences were during this time. Loads of shows had great title sequences, and it's very important to get the audience in the mood, and this one does. It's actually the best thing about it. So there's the complete box set. All the seasons are on different discs. So fun box set. So although I loved the first 2 episodes, I thought they were actually quite good. The later episodes really dragged it down, and at the end I was wanting it to just bloody finish. So it's a real shame, and it's like a roller coaster. It started off really well and then went downhill. But I do like the concept of the show, and I think there's really good episodes later on. I've heard there's one in particular that's really good, but I can't remember the title off my head at the moment. But overall, I thought this was a real letdown, the first story. So out of 10, I can only really give it 4. 4 out of 10. And that's mostly based on the first 2 episodes. The rest was absolutely terrible. Hey Bones, what did you think of it? You went down the pub, didn't you? I thought you walked out. Yeah, I did feel I couldn't stand watching the bloody crap. I went down the bloody pub instead. Load of old bollocks. Anyway, I hope you like the video. Like, subscribe and share. Bye everybody, bye. Subscribe. Bye.
Did you hear what I said?
Anything you say, officer.
No! No! Hang on!